I would like to say thank you to our trustees, administration, members of the PCOM Alumni Association, our alumni, faculty, staff, and of course, last but not least, our students, for joining us here today as we celebrate the dedication of the Meta Christy House. For the first time, we are opening the Philadelphia College to Student House. In addition, we are honoring one of the great women of our past. I could not be prouder to mark the beginning of the new day in the 122 years of this great institution.
First, I'd like to thank State Senator Vincent Hughes and City Councilman Curtis Jones for their support in helping today become to fruition. In 2019, PCOM began the process of converting this building into apartments. Today, we are thrilled to officially dedicate this facility in honor of Meta Christy DO, class of 1921. And we could not be more proud that she graduated from, at the time, Philadelphia College of Infirmary and Osteopathy. Our goal was to create a safe, convenient, and affordable living option for our students, and Meta Christy House does just that. The building has 224 apartments on 12 floors, with common areas on all floors for residents to study and socialize. Because safety is our top priority, there will be a security officer stationed in the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. PCOM students will find a home away from home at Meta Christy House.
When Dr. Meta Christy attended PCOM, she was first. She was the first African American, the first African American woman, and she later became the first African American osteopathic physician. Dr. Christy brought education closer to those who saw this feat as unattainable, all while chasing a dream that she was told wasn't within her grasp. Today, we gather at the same institution where she made history, and we commemorate her contribution to the world by bringing education even closer. Following in her footsteps, PCOM has made it possible for those who feel distant from their education to reconnect. The Meta Christy House presents a great opportunity to access the vast resources PCOM offers day or night and live in an environment where there are many students of like mind and fully submerge yourself into the educational experience. Now we know increased proximity to campus does not equal success, but it does increase access to resources and community that are critical to achieving the success we all strive for. This living space not only represents change, but the fulfillment of dreams in a world of possibilities. Dr. Christie's trailblazing has paved the way for many, and the Meta Christy House will be a home to the next generation of trailblazers.
Dr. Meta Christy, you were the pioneer for so many physicians over the years. I celebrate your 100th anniversary.
Dr. Meta Christy exemplifies a woman who navigated a road less traveled. She served communities of color at a time when care was desperately needed. As an aspiring physician, I went to follow in her footsteps. Dr. Christy's legacy serves as the ultimate inspiration to me. As the first in my family to pursue the field of medicine, her legacy assures me that the journey is possible. Thank you, Dr. Christy, for forging the path. We honor you.
Meta Christy was born in 1895, the daughter of a school teacher and a dressmaker, descendants of free African Americans who had settled in Salem, Indiana. Likely inspired by a spate of sickness and loss experienced during her youth, Dr. Christy endeavored to enter the medical profession. Dr. Christy began her studies in Boston, 1917, but transferred to the Philadelphia College of Infirmary and Osteopathy, later the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine. Dr. Christy would graduate as PCOM's first African American student, the first African American doctor of osteopathic medicine in the nation, as recognized by the American Osteopathic Association. In 1926, Dr. Christy's brother convinced her to leave Indiana and join him in Las Vegas, New Mexico. She established a practice and cared for patients in the African American community for nearly 40 years. At the time of her death in 1968, Dr. Christie was, according to her obituary, a widely known osteopathic physician. To honor her legacy, during the 100th anniversary of her graduation from medical school, PCOM renamed this building the Meta Christy House. Today, we further honor her by unveiling a portrait of Dr. Christie, not only on this building that bears her name, but in a public space on each of the 3 PCOM locations. All who pass through these halls will know her story and the tremendous impact she had on generations of osteopathic physicians.
As a PCOM alum, former SNMA chapter president and Region 8 director, and the only African American woman to graduate in my class, I am inspired by today's celebration, as much of my time, energy, and passion have been dedicated to the important work of selecting, educating, mentoring, and preparing PCOM students for their future life's work. And I am honored and humbled to share some insight about the impact of Dr. Christie's legacy on the PCOM community. Legacy is something we are creating every day, whether we realize it or not. And it is defined as something transmitted by or received from an ancestor or predecessor. It is something we inherit from past generations and pass on to future generations. Legacy is living and caring about the community during our lifetime, and it marks the richness of an individual's life, what that person accomplished, and the impact they had. We have briefly heard about the journey Dr. Christie took on her way to PCOM and a nearly 40-year career in osteopathic medicine. It is amazing that in 1921, an African-American woman had not only the vision, but also the courage and strength to follow her dreams in the face of tremendous odds. When she graduated, Dr. Christie probably had no idea of what the future would hold and the great legacy and impact she would have 100 years later. Her life and legacy should give us pause to reflect on what kind of legacy are we leaving and to ask the question, what story is my life writing that will be left for generations to come? We have a unique opportunity to honor Dr. Christie's legacy by living out our own legacies with character and conviction, passion and gratitude, and by living engaged lives that are bigger than we are and are grounded in greater purpose. Honoring Dr. Christie's legacy means we are focused on being pillars of kindness. We stand for truth and we give back to the community through service that has impact and value. Honoring Dr. Christie's legacy means we must dedicate our lives in service to humanity and be willing to leave behind the best part of ourselves. For it is not the things we leave for others, but what we leave in them that matters most. As we celebrate Dr. Christie's lasting legacy, may we be encouraged to evaluate our own and the IN gifts of inspiration and information, initiative and intention, integrity and insight, introspection and influence, inclusion and interaction, and investment and innovation. Those will be the things we will choose to leave in others that will have lasting impact. As we dedicate this beautiful edifice, unveil this portrait, and celebrate the 100th anniversary of the graduation of this remarkable woman and osteopathic physician, may Dr. Christie's journey and life's work be lasting gifts to all who will reside, work, study, and socialize here, as well as all who will pass through the doors of the Dr. Meta Christy House.
I'm the first Mississippian to be accepted and to graduate from the college, the second DO in the country to become a gastroenterologist, a two-time recipient of the Meta Christy Award 2014 and 2010. I thank God for Meta Christy for her perseverance, her determination to be able to graduate in 1921. She made a way for people such as myself and others to follow her. Let's celebrate Meta Christy.
Meta Christy, first African-American osteopathic physician, and a true symbol of dedication to the osteopathic profession and commitment to that profession.
It is a complete delight to be here, and really quite humbling to be here at this moment as we kind of christen this new facility and christen it in the context of recognizing this great contribution that Dr. Meta Christy has provided us, not only with her expert care, but also with her persistence and perseverance to make sure that she got through, graduated, and sent a message to others, especially other young ladies, young ladies of color, but all young ladies, that with persistence you can achieve, no matter what the odds are. Dr. Meta Christy, I'm looking at this incredible portrait of her. Looks like she just got finished taking her last exam and she's happy. Okay. But as the first Black osteopathic physician in the United States of America, and to come out of the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine is significant in itself for her, but also significant for PCOM and the incredible work that it's done over the decades of creating physicians who care and who serve, and who care and serve at the highest levels. So Dr. Meta Christy, thank you. Even though you've made transition in 1968, your impact has lasted far longer and will continue to last. Knowing that students will come into this building and one of the first people they see is Dr. Meta Christy, and the fact that that will be the case in the PCOM campuses all over the country should be inspiring for them and should give them a little bit extra strength to commit, to persevere, to persist, and to make the accomplishment and to make the contribution consistent with what Dr. Christy has done. Thank you, Dr. Christy. Congratulations, and thank you to the PCOM family for this incredible honor. Thank you.